to your point, they're getting different things from men. They may not be getting long-term commitments, but we're already saying that women don't want to be in long-term commitments, supposedly. So they are being rewarded. They just may not be rewarded as openly. That may be the difference, is that it's our culture, they're openly being rewarded, and in other cultures, they're in, they're secret. They're in a closet. You don't know nothing about them, but they getting rents paid and cars paid for. So I think that it's just about whether the reward is out in the open for everybody to see or whether it's behind closed doors. That's just a difference.
Okay, Dubai, they reward promiscuity. Every girl that has her arse out is going to have a million offers. Oh, taking her hair, this, that, whereas they don't reward good women in these cultures. Whereas if you go to other cultures where the women are submissive and people are always saying, oh, I want to go to a submissive culture, find a girl from back home, it's because the men don't tolerate that nonsense. So if you want to look at why women are getting so bad, have a look at the men in that society, because they set the tone. Without them realizing, they set the tone.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Samantha Lee, and I'm here because I saw this clip and I'm really not sure what we're going to do with this one, okay? So it's a young lady I've actually seen on social media. I think her name is Sadia Psychology. And so she's doing an interview and I really want to know what she's talking about. So we're going to watch this together. We're going to break it down together as always, having productive conversations and hopefully pivoting and coming to some type of resolution in this broken world. But anyway, long story short, before we get into that, there's 3 things I want you guys to do. Number 1, hit that subscribe button. If you like the content that I'm putting out, if it resonates with you, if you like what I'm talking about or what I represent, please hit the subscribe button. I got more for you. Number 2 is put on the notification bell, and I'm going live on YouTube, and I don't want you to miss that either. Number 3, please hit the link that's in the pinned comment below or in the description box. All right. So let me go ahead and get this all set up for you guys. It's called The Relationship Expert. We have been conditioned.
That's really sad.
Think of the message that they're getting, especially if they watch these red pill podcasts or if they watch these feminist podcasts. Both of them are both as bad as each other.
She was like, and he was like, what? I thought you liked me. She goes, it's Dubai.
It's Dubai.
You have to pay.
Absolutely.
Andrew Tate.
But here's what it is. Men like sex. They like pretty women. Women want investment. Men want loyalty or whatever it is.
Isn't prostitution the oldest business in the world?
Do you think Kanye is the only rich man she knows?
So why do you think the younger generation, or like just girls in general, like compare themselves to girls that are literally like sugar babies?
Yeah, I think it's because it's so visceral. And social media just shows you what you can be getting for such little effort. And I do think the breakdown of the home and the breakdown of desire to get married makes women now and men think, okay, I don't care about a long-term relationship, I just want sex. And so women are now thinking, I don't care about a long-term relationship, I just want a trip to Dubai, or I just want a present. So it's become really raw. And people have lost their desire to look for connection. They're looking for an
That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. She's so right. Because now that society, we don't want long-term connection, or at least we're telling ourselves we don't want long-term connections. We are finding ourselves in a society that is like, okay, well, I just want women for this and I just want men for that. That's the only benefit or the only thing that I hear people talking about. And there's so much more to connection. There's so much more to relationships. There's so much more. It's a shame because we are seeing the disintegrate. Like, I'm trying to say the word, y'all. It's like in my brain, but it ain't coming out. It's disintegration. I don't know if that's the word that I'm looking for, but it's like the breakdown of long-term relationships. Like, we just watching it break down in front of us. And we have this young woman who, y'all, this is my point. Women ain't really, it's like she has money. So it ain't even about the fact that she got money or not having money. It's not about the money. It's the attention. It's the fact that men are going out of their ways to send women these things, these items, these presents. We don't know what the cost is, but we're seeing all these trips and all these gifts. And we're thinking, oh, dang, I want that kind of attention. But girl, you come from money. So it's not about the money. It's about the attention. Let's go.
Investment. Men either want sexual investment and women just want financial investment. And it's really polarized it because we get so many messages online about how relationships don't work and don't get married and don't find someone and men ain't shit and women are this, women are trash. So people have lost their desire to even look for connection.
Yeah.
They're now just looking for an investment. We've killed people's desire to even look for something deeper.
That's so true.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It's quite sad because I've got nieces and like I actually want to see them get married one day, like to someone and be like in love and have kids and stuff.
But
like
think of the message that they're getting, especially if they watch these red pill podcast, or if they watch these feminist podcasts, both of them are both as bad as each other. The message they're getting is men are dangerous and they're gonna just abuse you, and men are getting the message that women are hoes and they're gonna, you know, just finesse you. So you just think game on.
Yeah. I've come across a lot of girls recently, and I feel like it's like the Gen Z generation where like being so free and being so open is like cool.
Yeah.
And being that sort
Being
of girl,
promiscuous.
being promiscuous, being having it all out on the internet is supposed to be something that's cool. Even like some women that I've actually worked with, they boast about a high value man that they've been with.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just
But I have been saying this a lot recently, that when we go to cultures where the women don't even show their ankles, it's because the men in that culture won't have it. They won't have it. A girl, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that when we look at social differences, there's cultures out there where there's women who wouldn't even think to show their ankles. And there's this culture where a 12-year-old is twerking online. When we look at cultures where the women have changed so much in terms of their promiscuity, you have to look at what men are rewarding. What are the men going towards? Now, if I go to a culture where...
So here's where I differ, okay? Because I don't agree with that. I do think that it's not men's fault that women have decided to go to this way. I'm not going to say that. I think that it goes much deeper than what is being rewarded and what's out there, and we not having the ability to differentiate between sexual attention and real intention. We think that we want sexual attention. We were ever in high schools and things like that. We saw young women that, you know, dress a certain way and got certain men's attention, and we had to say to ourselves, or our parents said to us, like my mama said to me, like, you don't want that kind of attention. You know, you're raised a different way. And she was right. And so at the end of the day, you can't say, like, yes, I do think that, and I talk about this, men being choosy about the attention that they're giving women, because you are rewarding them because they go off of attention, to my point. But you cannot just solely place blame on men for women deciding, oh, or an entire culture's decision that this is okay. That comes to propaganda. That comes to bigger and deeper fish to fry than what we're rewarding, what we're not. I do agree that it's based upon a reward system, but I think the breakdown of families is a much deeper spiritual concept than just men giving this attention. So that's why women doing it. Women been doing this for years. There's women in our societies that have always gone to a certain, you know, a sexual related position. That don't mean everybody in that society is trying to do that. Yes, they're getting certain attention from men, but we understood that was sexual attention. Now we confusing that, and we're rewarding that with our attention, with our likes, with our follows, and all those different things. And I think the social media age of things has really been the thing that has mixed things up. But that's just me. I'm not gonna blame men. I'm gonna blame social media. I'm gonna blame all this spiritual warfare, baby. That's what I believe.
The women are well behaved because the men they don't like promiscuity. They don't reward it. If you go to a culture like America,
they are rewarding it. If you go to other cultures and you go to, like, let's say Dubai, for instance, there are women in Dubai that are promiscuous. And to your point, they're getting different things from men. They may not be getting long-term commitments, but we're already saying that women don't want to be in long-term commitments, supposedly. So they are being rewarded. They just may not be rewarded as openly. That may be the difference, is that it's our culture, they're openly being rewarded, and in other cultures, they're in, you know, they're secret, they're in a closet, you don't know nothing about them, but they getting rents paid and cars paid for. So I think that it's just about whether the reward is out in the open for everybody to see or whether it's behind closed doors. That's just a difference.
Dubai, they reward promiscuity. Every girl that has her ass out is going to have a million offers. Taking her hair, this, and whereas they don't reward good women in these cultures. Whereas if you go to other cultures where the women are submissive and people are always saying, oh, I want to go to a submissive culture, find a girl from back home. It's because the men don't tolerate that nonsense. So if you want to look at why women are getting so bad, have a look at the men in that society, because they set the tone. Without them realizing, they set the tone.
Yeah, I think that's true, because even like I'm quite lucky where I actually had really strict brothers.
Yeah, and dad.
Yeah, strict brothers, strict dad.
Yeah.
And now I'm so grateful because I actually do a lot of, I wouldn't say I'm like a super traditional woman, but I cook every day and I know how to cook. And out of all my friends, none of my friends know how to cook.
Yeah.
They're all like 25, 26. They don't even know how to cook, which for me is like bizarre. And my mum used to make me watch her peel like 20 onions and like 50.
Even the youngest, because in our family, like as they got you're the youngest,
Yeah,
right?
I'm the
As they got
youngest.
younger, they got more and more useless. And
Yeah,
you're not in yours?
No,
Yeah?
no, no.
Oh, good.
No,
They
I'm
kept
like
it.
in the house. I don't really need to cook with when where all my
same.
siblings are
Yeah,
there because
my mom's
we're
like
all quite competitive. So like the oldest wants to cook and the other one wants to cook, and it's just like I just sit there and not do anything. But with like my in-laws and stuff, like every Sunday when we were all together, I'd cook something and like Christmas dinners or like just go out there and create that family
and you enjoy
environment.
cooking for your
I
man.
love it.
Yeah, in
Love it.
our culture, it's like there's an enjoyment in being able to feed not just the men but everybody. But here, there's a lot of resentment towards that.
Yeah,
Like, why
like,
should I?
Yeah, I don't cook.
Yeah, and the other thing I noticed in Dubai, because they've got a lot of access to nannies, what happens is the women
I
completely.
think it's interesting that they're saying that this is what's happening in Dubai. I didn't know what's happening in Dubai. I thought this is an American problem. This is news to me. News to me, y'all. This is news to me.
Don't do anything for their man. And they have all these nannies cooking and cleaning, and the man still craves his wife cooking for him or his wife ironing or his. I know it sounds silly, but it's just what they like.
It's true.
It's just like how we like, even if we're making a lot of money, we still want our man to pay for the dinner. Like we still like it because it's our need. For men, they still desire a woman that will cook and look after them because it makes them feel loved. In Dubai, what happens is they get all the nannies and they can't remember the last time they touched, made a sandwich for their husband. And then they wonder why their husband feels resentful. Yeah, because he starts to think, I'm creating this life for both of us. You've got nannies, you've got a driver, and you don't even get me a cup of coffee in the morning. I'm trying to make your life easier, but you don't do anything to make my life easier.
You know, men, they want a little bit of something.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Because we talking about Dubai. We talking about a culture where it as I said before, it's not cheap to live out there. So when you out there, people automatically assume if I live in Dubai, you got money. Okay. But if you're living out there and you got a husband, and essentially in their society, women like, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to cook. We got nannies, we got drivers. And the man's like, well, I still crave for you to do something for me. Like, that's a very interesting and unique problem to have. It's like, I have chefs, I have nannies, I got all this help, but what you here to do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna make me a sandwich? You gonna make me a cup of coffee? You gonna run to Starbucks and get me my favorite drink? Like, what you here to do? That's very interesting. Very, very interesting
thing.
But they don't say it as well. They don't say it, and especially when kids come, they get jealous of like how much attention now goes to the child.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, that's true. That is true. She ain't lying. She's speaking facts. There's men that can get jealous of the attention that a woman gives the child because it's like now all her focus is on this child and none of her focus is to this man, and he's kind of like left out to dry while she's like completely inundated with the child. And that's why we've got to learn balance. I know in the church it's very big about, okay, man first, then kids. That's how biblically that's the order. I know we have a lot of pushback with that, but that is the order. And I can see that in when you have I have my daughter here, I'm not married, and so it is like you focus so much on this child. Let's say I was to get married again, then I would have to kind of figure out that system, because it's a lot. Let's just keep going, y'all, because I could dissect this. I could go 20 minutes on just that alone, but let's go.
There's a common cause. Men, and this is something they don't talk about, when they have children, one of the things that happens a lot, and one of the reasons why cheating is a lot higher after they become fathers, is because they go from having the woman's entire world to now she's just with the kids, and she's just all day every day with the kids, and they get jealous. I didn't know they want attention, so they seek it elsewhere rather than saying it. Because you come home and she's busy and they crave her again, and they don't get access to her as much. And so they start to get jealous and resentful. And instead of saying it, they go elsewhere. Wow. And this is one of the common problems that they have. And then when they lose their family, like, I want my family back, because they were craving attention, not craving that other woman. That other woman is usually meaningless.
Yeah. It's always meaningless, other woman.
Other women, I always say to men who come to me and they're saying, oh, I'm thinking about leaving my wife for my mistress. And I always say, your wife is a package and your mistress is a person. She comes with kids, shared memories, your families know each other. It's an entire package. Are you going to be okay with losing that for your one person? Because you're going to wake up and you're not going to hear the pitter-patter of your kids running down. And
she is speaking facts right now. I've heard this before, and I think it's a very interesting thing, is that when a man cheats, it's his dysfunctional attempt to keeping the marriage together, because he's seeking out an outside need. He's not trying to break up the family, but he's seeking a need that he does desire to be met, and he doesn't want to break up the family. So it ends up keeping the marriage together longer, okay? But it's not a functional way to fix the issues that are going on in the marriage. And so it's very interesting that she's saying that, because I think a lot of men are like, oh, this 20% looks so good while I'm in the 80%, not realizing that once you latch on to 20% and you stay with 20%, you're going to be missing your family, your wife, and everything else that you left behind, because she's not able to sustain what that 80% was, whatever that 80% represents, whether it's the kids, like she said, the shared family experiences, bringing that in. And that woman, by in and of herself, even if you were to create a life with that particular woman, it's not the same as it is with your wife and your children. And so you'll consistently be yearning after that. And I think it's very interesting, because I see a lot of men that deal with that. I mean, I really, really do. And I don't think that men realize it in the thick of it. They just see it on the other side when it's already too late. You should never leave your 80 for 20. Don't do it. It's a mistake. Just communicate your need before you go for 20. And then when you left with 20, you want an 80. And you're like, dang, I really messed up. And you may not tell anybody that, but you really did mess up. So anyway,
fighting with each other, or you're gonna be with this woman and your mom isn't gonna call to see how she's doing, and all of these things that are a package when you're with a person for a long time. Are you sure you want to throw that away for one brand new person, because they can't fill that void? And then they think about it, and then they realize that they were actually just chasing a bit of attention.
Yeah, because you don't realize that actually
attention, because we assume that only women need attention and men need attention too. So she's basically saying men were just they were just chasing attention. Whatever that woman represents is attention. It's not really her as a person. Is what is how she's making that man feel. The attention she's giving him makes him feel more secure and more whatever, interesting.
Men need a lot of attention.
Oh, babies. They're babies. They're just tall babies, but they pretend that they don't. They mask it. They're like, I don't care. No, I'm fine. But they crave it. And instead of saying it, they seek it.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is express it. And
I'm not going to say men are babies, because women require attention too. Let's be very clear. Okay. So we're not going to say that men and women require a lot of attention. We just do. And yes, instead of men just saying they want attention, like, hey, I want to be seen. I want to feel desired. I want to know you want me too. I want to know that you sexually desire me too. I want to know that you see the value in me too. Instead of saying that, they rather seek it out elsewhere or go and do different things to get the attention that they so desperately need. Women do it too. And nowadays we have social media where we can get access to everyone's attention in a millisecond, for better or for worse. So now, people are more in a relationship with their social media than they are with the person that they with.
And of course, she's got two hands. She might be busy and she might not be able to meet your needs. And some women are really difficult about that. They just think, well, get over it. But we don't just get over it. We have to try. This is how relationships work. You have to try. And so the women that think, get over it, like, I've got kids, get over it, it's a slow suicide for their marriage. But the women that think, oh, shit, maybe I need to, get back on track with you, they tend to save their marriages.
Yeah, because I even know, like, I've seen a few marriages fall apart, and it always comes down to attention. And communication. Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to ask you is, we've spoken about women being hard to date in Dubai. Why are the men hard to date here in Dubai?
Because they enjoy toxicity.
What?
They enjoy toxicity.
Listen, I didn't even notice. What? I did not even notice.
They enjoy pleasure.
What do you mean by that?
Because Dubai is a pleasure seeker's island. Yeah. And by the way, I still want my visa, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but it is a pleasure seeker's island. What I mean by this is there's constant dopamine all day, every day. Look, praise be to God. Look at your view. Like, look at the dopamine when you look at your view and stuff. This is what Dubai is like. Every day is pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. So what happens is the brain starts to seek pleasure rather than peace. And when men or women, when they meet someone peaceful, they label it as boring. And they're always seeking somebody who gives them some form of pleasure or dopamine. And the best person that gives you dopamine is a toxic attachment.
Wow.
What happens with a toxic attachment is you get preoccupied with that person. You're thinking about them. Where are they? Why haven't they called? Blah, blah. And that toxic attachment, they mislabel that as love. And it's just preoccupation. So they forget to look for peace. They consider somebody where it's boring, simple, monotonous. They consider that boring.
But isn't, like, the thing is, I get what you're saying, but don't you think, like, when you are in a monotonous, boring relationship, it can get boring. So how can you?
But here's the thing, life gets boring.
Yeah.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's what it is. People are constantly thinking.
Y'all, here's the thing about boring. Okay, this is my perspective. This is how I look at it. I like peace. I might be considered boring because I like watching my show. I like eating my food or doing my thing, like what I do every day. I'm a very regimented person. I'm structured. I might be boring, but I'm okay with being boring. I'm okay with it. I mean, I think a lot of times we're like, to her point, not just Dubai, but I think we're all of us, because part of the rhetoric, the issue that I have with some of this conversation is that we're directing it just towards men. It's women too. Women are dopamine seekers as well. That's why social media is such a thing. It's a dopamine hit. We're all pleasure seeking, and because we're only looking for exciting right now, we can do adventure. What's the next challenge? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? We're always looking to accomplish a goal. The goal ends. We're always, that level of just always being on that hamster wheel is what we are socialized to do. That's part of how our dopamine centers work. And once we understand how to like appreciate peace and being okay with where we are and being content with what we have, I related to a scripture. We talk about the scripture in Philippians 4, I believe it's Philippians 4, where Paul is talking about having the strength to be content. And people say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But that passage of scripture, Philippians 4:13, if you go up to verse 11, it's talking about, no, it's not about, oh, I can lose 20 pounds or run this race and God's going to strengthen me to do it. He's saying I can be content when I have a lot. I can be content when I have a little. I can be content in a prison. I could be content on a mountaintop. I can be content in all things because God gives me the strength to be that. And I don't believe that if we don't have that understanding of our creator and our relation to him, it'll be hard for us to find peace and contentment with where we are right now without all the extra stuff. That's how I think of it. But anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this. That was super interesting. Again, it's the relationship expert. We have been conditioned to know men sleep around with Sadia Khan. I'm going to watch more of her stuff. I'm probably going to react to more of her stuff because I think that's really, really interesting stuff she's talking about. All right, you guys, I will see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Love y'all, Game Changer Nations. Please, nation. We're singular. But please go ahead, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. What you think about this? Did you find what she was saying like interesting? Did you agree, disagree? I want to know. Let's talk in the comments. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.